Driven a long way to deep left field. Hunter Renfroe, it's out of here. Up on top of the Western Metal Supply Company building again. Renfroe did it last year. He's done it again. Hunter Renfroe takes it out of the yard, on top of the building.
An absolute blast last night for Hunter Renfroe. It was fun to watch. Second time he's done it, hoping to do it again tonight.
In the lineup for the Padres, Jose Perella. 11-game hitting streak for him at .319 along the way. That's the third longest active streak going on right now in Major League Baseball. On the other side, Jose Reyes, the veteran. A milestone last night, picked up his 500th stolen base of his career. Hitting pretty well right now, 326 since the All-Star break with a home run and 7 RBIs. We welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Jhoulys Chacín was scheduled to start tonight for the Padres. A lower back problem keeps him out of the start tonight. He will start likely tomorrow. Instead, Kyle Lloyd makes his Major League debut. Always exciting when you see a guy make his MLB debut.
Oh, it's going to be exciting for the 26-year-old from Sacramento, California. 6'4", 221, that's a keeper. Pretty much throws the fastball, slider, and split. Does not have overpowering fastball. He'll go 88 to 90 on that. The slider is somewhat of a pitch for show. I tell you what, the split finger is for dough because he can whirl that up there, get a lot of ground balls. He had a no-hitter in Double-A San Antonio where he had 17 ground outs. There you see the numbers in the minor leagues. And 2 years in a row, Don, 14 and 15, he led all minor leaguers in the Padres organization with strikeouts. So, hey, you're playing against the New York Mets. They're from the Big Apple. He's on the big stage tonight. Good luck tonight for Kyle Lloyd.
Hunter Renfroe back in the lineup, and why not? Not one, but 2 home runs here last night in Game 1 of the series.
I think the numbers are creeping up the last 15 games for Hunter Renfroe because he's crushing mistakes. Sure, there's going to be some swings and misses because the strikeout is there. But when you leave a changeup down and in, that seems to be his hot zone. It was a changeup last night from DeGrom. He put an upper tank on the roof, made everybody exciting, and then goes center field. Like to see Hunter Renfroe. We know he's got power to right center, center, and pull power. He's crushing mistakes, and down and in seems to be his happy zone.
Now the Padres and Mets in Game 2 of the series. So have you got some new Padres to meet? And we will. We'll meet Travis Wood, acquired yesterday by the Padres, joins his new team today. He'll join Bob Scanlon when we come back after this on Fox Sports San Diego.
Barbecue bacon cheeseburger and chicken sandwich, limited time only. By Petco, where the pets go. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup. Shop at choosenissan.com. Now we're getting ready for Game 2 of the series between the Padres and Mets. Before we get it started, let's send it down to Bob Scanlon. Bob?
Well, thank you, Don. Yesterday we were saying goodbye to some Padres, but today we get a chance to say hi to some new faces in the Padres clubhouse. We mentioned that Kyle Lloyd will be making his major league debut on the mound tonight, but also Travis Wood arriving in that trade from the Kansas City Royals. He's happy to be a part of the Padres organization, and here's what he had to say about the new digs.
Super young. I mean, we played them this year, but they play hard. You know, a lot of good young talent that is only going to get better, and hopefully I can help, try to help any way I can.
From a pitching standpoint, is there anything in particular you're looking to try to accomplish or get on track at this point with the new pitching coach and new catchers and everything else that you got to get accustomed to?
Yeah, I'm wide open. It's a fresh start. Basically, new team, fresh start, so we're just going to go out and see what everybody's got to say and go from there.
The veteran left-hander excited about the new opportunity. As he mentioned, it's a fresh start for him. Now, he's not new to being part of young teams. He was with that Cubs team as they were rebuilding that one, and he's obviously going to be a big contributor to this team as well, working out of the bullpen at first, but don't be surprised if he's in the rotation at some point. Coming up next, let's see if we can make it an even dozen. That is Jose Perella looking to make it 12 in a row on the hit streak. He sits at 11 right now. He'll try to do that against the Mets' Seth Lugo. Kyle Lloyd going for the Padres. Padres, Mets, first pitch. Coming up next, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Debut tonight as he'll take the hill and take on the Mets as his teammates join him on the field tonight at Petco Park in San Diego, where it is time now for the weather report, brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. On the cloudy side tonight, cloud covered as we begin this game, 71 degrees, breeze out of the west at 7 miles per hour, and the forecast more the same, unfortunately mostly cloudy here tonight in San Diego. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, Bob Scanlon with you. Game 2 of this 4-game series between the Padres and the New York Mets. The lineup tonight for Tony Collins is brought to you by Hyundai, as Curtis Granderson at the top of the order. Granderson in center field with Asdrubal Cabrera at third base. Yoenis Cespedes in left. Jay Bruce in right bats fourth, with TJ Rivera at second base. Lucas Duda at first. Jose Reyes at shortstop. Travis d'Arnaud doing the catching, batting eighth, and Seth Lugo the number 9 man, and the pitcher is on the hill for the Padres tonight. Kyle Lloyd ready to go here against Curtis Granderson. First pitch of the ball game in there for strike one, and we're underway.
That's a good sign for the 29th round pick back in 2013. He led in strikeouts in the minor leagues for the Padres in both 2014 and 15. University of Evansville. He's got to be really pumped up tonight. The adrenaline's got to be pumping. How about getting that first out underneath his belt and then take it from there?
Yeah, it was interesting, the comments before the game from Andy Green. They did not want to give him a long time to think about it. They wanted him to be able to really just don't think, just throw, come into this start here tonight relatively quickly, not wait a day to perhaps pitch tomorrow.
That's the Nuke Lelouch rule of pitching.
Don't think,
meet, just throw.
That's strike 2, and it's 2-2.
He throws a fastball about 88 to 90. He'll throw a slider for a show me pitch, but his out pitch, where he gets a lot of grounders, is that split fingered fastball of his.
A different looking lineup tonight for Terry Collins, with Curtis Granderson at the top of the order. And a chopper into the shift right side has Iswahe with a short toss to first for out number 1. Let's check out the Padres defensively tonight, brought to you by Lincoln. Left to right across the outfield, Jose Perella in left, and Noel Margot in center. Hunter Renfroe around in right, 7 assists. Tied for third. Major League outfielders, Renfroe right in the mix with Corey Spangenberg at third, Alan Cordoba at short, Carlos Iswahe at second base, Will Myers at first, and Hector Sanchez does the catching for Kyle Lloyd. So Lloyd's not going to overpower you.
Nope.
Sounds like around 88 miles an hour is where he lives with a fastball.
Got to work in and out, up and down to keep him off balance. And I think that split finger, if you're going to only throw 88, 89, 90, I think you should have a secondary pitch that's really going to keep him off balance and have some movement. And that seems to be the split finger.
Asdrubal Cabrera's moved over to third base lately and is in his 75th game of the year. 257, 9 homers, 29 runs batted in for the veteran. And a liner that's going to be a one-hopper. Iswahe keeps it in front of him and throws out Cabrera. 2 down. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
I want to keep them simple tonight. Get to the Mets pen early. Why? Because they're 14th in the National League with a 4.90 ERA and contain 1 through 4 of the Mets. Last night, it was Conforto, who's not in the lineup, Cabrera, Cespedes, Bruce. A couple of doubles, triple, single, and then don't forget Wilmer Flores, who hit the home run to lead off that second inning. Who's batted 5th last night.
2 down here in the first inning, and Yoenis Cespedes now stands in. Cespedes with 9 home runs on the year. 23 runs batted in, a .274 average for Cespedes. Since coming off the DL, has only hit a .234 in that time. 5 career games at Petco Park prior to tonight, and 3 home runs in those 5 games. Do you agree the first inning, the biggest part of this for Kyle Lloyd, just getting through it?
Absolutely. I mean, 2 quick outs here. You've got some pop in the bat. He's not swinging the bat that well. He will chase.
In the air to left field, down the line. It is headed towards foul ground, and it'll be a foul ball.
Strike 2. And I think another factor for Kyle Lloyd is to have veteran catcher Hector Sanchez behind the plate.
Going to rely on him heavily, I would imagine.
He keeps it light. He knows the game plan. He's part cheerleader back there. He will be very emphatic of what he wants Kyle to do. Hey, fastball up, fastball down. Here comes a split finger. Get it down, he's saying. Get it down here.
Fouled off down the third baseline. Probably not going to see a lot of shaking off, I would imagine, tonight.
I wouldn't. I think Kyle Lloyd should just look at the fingers, throw to the glove. Get in a good rhythm. Trust your catcher. And why not? High fastball away.
Cespedes not chasing, and it is a full count. There is the fastball, and that one at 87 miles an hour.
2 occasions already. They've been balls, but this is exactly where Hector wanted them. He threw a fastball up. It was a ball. Let's see if this is a slider right here.
Is gone. Home run. Yoenis Cespedes with a solo shot. 4th home run in his career here at Petco Park. Was the slider, and Cespedes takes it out of the yard, puts the Mets on top 1-0. His 10th home run of the season.
Full count, 3-2 slider that just kind of rolled up there in the heart of the plate. Hector Sanchez wants it away, and that's a middle in just above the knees into the good swing path of Yoenis Cespedes, and he sends it on his way. You're not going to get away with that too often. Now it's about bouncing back for Kyle Lloyd. See how he reacts to Jay Bruce here.
You know, Bruce will take strike 1. The right fielder for the Mets. 264 hitter. He's got 25 home runs on the year. Another guy that can take you out of the yard. Padres are shifting on him on the right side of the infield. Corey Spangenberg comes from third base to the right side, and there are the numbers for Jay Bruce in 91 games so far for the Mets on the year. And there is the shift. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Lloyd was able to get Granderson to ground out to second, Cabrera to ground out to second before the home run by Cespedes. As the Mets on top here, 1-0 in the first inning. Close pitch called inside.
Well, it just goes to show you 85, 86, 87 on the fastball. You have to be sure to hit your spots. You'd rather miss on that side off the plate than middle in, like he did to Cespedes.
Lloyd is the second Padres pitcher to make their major league debut as a starting pitcher this year. He joins right-hander Dinelson Lamet at his major league debut May 25th at New York against the Mets. In the air to right center field, struck pretty well. Renfroe going back onto the warning track to make the catch that ends the inning. A home run by Yoenis Cespedes has the Mets on top 1-0. By Cespedes. Andy Green's lineup is brought to you by Toyota, as he has Jose Perella leading it off and in left field. Carlos Azuaje at second base, bat second. Will Myers at first. Hector Sanchez doing the catching, batting in the cleanup spot with Hunter Renfroe in right. Corey Spangenberg at third base with Manuel Margot in center. Now in Cordoba at shortstop, bats eighth, and Kyle Lloyd, the pitcher, Out of the 9th spot for the Padres tonight. On the mound for the New York Mets is Seth Lugo.
27-year-old making his 8th start. He's got a good curveball lately, but overall, hitters are having their way with Seth Lugo. And his career numbers on the road are very, very good too. About a 3.5 for his career numbers as far as ERA on the road. He'll be 92, 93 on the fastball, and he'll add on when he needs to, about 95.
Perello fouls it off down the right field line, out of play. He's been hovering around 300, hitting at 298 coming into tonight's game.
Don, he'll mix in the 2- and 4-seamer. Lugo will, along with that curveball, a slider, and the changeup as well. So pretty much the kitchen sink for Seth Lugo.
Follow up what was an impressive outing last night for Jacob deGrom in Game 1 of the series.
Pitchers can learn so much watching a guy like Jacob deGrom, and you don't have to throw 96, 97. Hit your spots. Seems like Lugo's intent early on right here is to pepper away at that outside corner to Perella.
Jumping ahead here 0-2, and Perella fouls it off to the right, out of play. So it throws pretty hard, 95 miles an hour for Lugo.
When he falls behind in the count, hitters are hitting 365, but when this right-hander Lugo gets ahead, they're on the defensive, only a 169 clip.
Travis d'Arnaud catching again tonight for the Mets, going back and forth here with Seth Lugo on what they want to do here. On another 0-2 pitch. Runs away for ball 1. 4-2 with a 4.05 earned run average coming in for Lugo. 9th appearance, 8th start for the right-hander. Perella hits it in the air to right field. Back goes Jay Bruce, and over, shy of the track with room, will make the catch. So Perella retired, first out here in the bottom of the 1st inning. And check out the Mets defensively, left to right of the outfield. Yoenis Cespedes, Curtis Granderson, and Jay Bruce left to right. From 3rd to 1st, it says Drupal Cabrera, Jose Reyes, TJ Rivera, and Lucas Duda, with Travis d'Arnaud doing the catching for Seth Lugo. 1,500 starts, most by active Major League shortstops for Jose Reyes. As Carlos Suaje will take strike 1.
Did you see Reyes last night after the game?
Yeah, he took the
base.
Yeah. He earned it.
Yes, he did.
500th career stolen base, and he's bringing it with him. Walked off the field with it.
Will he have to check that bag?
This one is fouled off to the left, out of play.
Congratulations. That's quite a milestone. 500 stolen bases.
Suaje grounds one down the first baseline. It is a foul ball. Indication by Phil Cuzzy. Reyes yesterday with the stolen base, his 500th of his career. And after the game, after the win, that's when he took the base. It's coming with me. I'm leaving with it.
He literally stole second base there.
He did, yes. Grounded foul outside of first. So it's 0-2 here to Suaje, with Will Myers waiting on deck. Well, the Mets have won 12 of Lugo's last 14 starts, dating back to August of last year, which included an 8-game team winning streak. Individually, he's 9-2 in his last 14 starts. This is by the mound, up the middle, into right center field. A base hit for Suaje. Well, good or bad, get down 0-2, ends up getting a base hit back up the middle.
Sweet one. Breaks up the no-hitter. Looked like a changeup. Stayed on it just long enough. Little top hand, top spin. And the infield was playing him to pull just a little bit on second base side. TJ Rivera, no chance.
1 out, 1 on. As Suahe's at first, and here is Will Myers. .250, 20 homers now, 47 runs batted in. Will did not homer in last night's game, but had homered in 3 straight games. As they check on Suahe at first base. Those 3 straight games were at AT&T Park in San Francisco, a place where Will now likes to hit. Wasn't always the case, but it is now.
Yep. You know, I think Will said it best. It was a post-game interview, I believe, in San Francisco with our own Bob Scanlon, that when Will is swinging the bat well, he drives it to right center field. He could wear out that gap with the best of them when swinging well. Because let's face it, you know, they try to jam him, they try to throw the off speed, but when pitchers try to go out and away, down and away, sometimes they'll leak it up around the belt buckle, and that's the one mistake for a strike that I think Will, and he knows this, he should try to drive that way to do serious damage.
Well, he's ahead in the count here, 3-0. Lugo trying to work him away and having no success, and picking up that outside corner.
I'll never forget, Don, I'm sorry, talking to Dusty Baker. We were teammates with the Giants back in 1984. I said, Dusty, because I want to learn from, you know, he's been around forever. Dusty, what's the best pitch in baseball? I'm thinking he's going to say, you know, the nasty curveball, or the, you know, the 98-mile-an-hour fastball, or the 2-seamer that really, you know, gets out in your fist. He said, fastball down and away at the knees. Best pitch in baseball. You can't do much with it. You can maybe flare it that way.
Well, Myers will foul this off to the right out of play. Full count. Right night last night for Will, 0 for 4. Struck out twice in last night's game, and his first AB of tonight's game. We have the Mets on top, 1-0. Go to first, and Suahe back to the bag, held on by Lucas Duda. Runner goes, Myers swings and fouls it back to the screen. Pretty good jump there for Suahe at first base.
Oh, that was a fat pitch for Will Myers to do some damage. Let's take a look at it again. 2-seamer. Oh, man, up just a little bit, working underneath it.
Runner goes again, and Myers this time it's a ground ball to short. Reyes will go to second, nothing there. Go to first is in time. So Reyes flips to Rivera, even though Suahe was on the move there towards second base, had no play there, but Rivera had the presence of mind to still go to first base and still get Myers.
Credit Carlos Suahe for going in that bag hard, the pop-up slide. And good hustle by Will Myers. He saw that play. As soon as he saw Reyes go to second to try to get that force, he hustles and just gets beaten by about a half step.
Myers retired 6-4 to 3 as Suahe takes second base. And Hector Sanchez in the cleanup spot tonight for the Padres. A little different look. But why not? He's been doing very well, both in the starting lineup and coming off the bench to pinch hit. So he gets a chance to catch Kyle Lloyd in his major league debut, and bat in the cleanup spot tonight for San Diego. That has him dancing out of the way. Had a hit last night as a pinch hitter, 5th pinch hit of the year for him. As this pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely there by Darno. No advance for Suahe at second base. Sanchez hit safely in 7 straight starts, and in the games he started those 7, hitting at .400 during that time.
Fouls it off at the plate, and it's 2-1. Austin Hedges looking on as hopefully getting closer and closer to returning for the Padres. Time being shared by Los Sanchez and Luis Torrens in his absence. 2-1 pitch as Sanchez straightened up, and it's now 3-1. Barella fly to right. Zwahe with a single. Myers grounds out, and Zwahe takes second base here in the inning after a first inning Cespedes home run. Sanchez, big cut.
Lugo pitching backwards, the 3-1 slider for a strike. Cut fastball, slider, whatever you want to call it. That's pitching backwards.
Bluff off the backside, no throw.
What does Donnie usually call that move?
I don't really have a name for it. I usually have him spiraling.
Spiral? Oh, no.
But he didn't really spiral there, so I didn't go with the spiral. He bluffed off the backside. No throw.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't like it when Hector Sanchez fouls one off his foot or slash ankle. He seems to be fine, though. Take a look. Yep, top of that shin guard.
Well, bad news last night about Eric Ibar, which
Yes.
is certainly not good. He
Out.
lost for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
A shift on Sanchez here in the infield do the Mets with Jose Reyes on the right side of the infield. Line to right field up over that shift. A base hit. Zwahe's trying to score. Jay Bruce's throw is going to be close, and Zwahe will be out at the plate. Held onto by Travis d'Arnaud. The right fielder Jay Bruce able to throw out Zwahe at the plate on the base hit by Hector Sanchez. Looked like Zwahe was going to perhaps tie this game, but Jay Bruce gets the throw there, and Zwahe never did get to the plate.
Talked to him about the phone calls he made last night and how quickly life changes for somebody that's dreamt about being somewhere their whole life, and then they're here all of a sudden, and it's a whirlwind, and everybody that goes through that knows what those emotions feel like, and I'm excited to see him go through it today. It's almost a life-giving experience where you see like somebody like living those moments for the first time. And that's one of the nice things about baseball is like every single rookie that comes up injects a new form of life, even if it's Jose Ruiz for one day.
The thing I did was, in this day and age, you get to know people in the organization and cell phones. You can text here and there and instantaneously see final information. I immediately called Bronswell Patrick, the pitching coach in El Paso, and also texted Mark Pryor to see what they had on the kid. And that's how we got the information on Kyle Lloyd. But why not ask Rocky Gale? You bet.
Hey, Mud, I had a little different experience.
Yes, sir.
So Don Zimmer was my skipper. He had me come out and actually throw a simulated game before he would give me a start. And when he let me have my start, the last words were he said, okay, you're going to start in 2 days, but I don't want you throwing that split finger, which was my second best pitch. I was like, wait a minute. You're taking away my second best pitch. All right, Zim, whatever you say.
So did you have to invent another pitch before your start?
No, I threw the splitty.
Nah, good for you.
I took to my catcher. Go, was he serious? He said, don't worry, I'm gonna call splitties. Damon Berryhill had me covered.
This one foul back to the screen. 1-2.
Yeah, that'd make you scratch your head.
I guess he'd had some pitchers the previous couple of years that threw splitties and they were bouncing him in the dirt, and so he had a thing against the split-fingered fastball. He saw me throwing and he says, I don't want to see any of those, but hey, you got to go with what got you there, don't you?
Absolutely. Hector wants him to bounce this one.
Padres are shifting on Lucas Duda, first baseman, batting here with a count of 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Duda strikes out, becomes the first strikeout victim for Kyle Lloyd in the major leagues.
Let's check out the action on this pitch here. 86 down and away. Hey, it looks like a fastball. Yes, it is. It's a fastball with a little bit of arm side run to it. First punchy for Kyle Lloyd.
So 2 down here in the second inning brings up Jose Reyes. On the grass at third, Spangenberg. Now the Mets are at a disadvantage, I would think, having to face Lloyd for the first time, not knowing anything about him. Watch video, but until you've really seen him, I guess, and been in the box against him.
I've said this before about pitchers that don't have that 92, 93, that hitting style, that hitting speed fastball. When you're 86, 85, 87, I think as a hitter, you got to really stay back and not lunge and not get too froggy out in front. You'll jam yourself or maybe work underneath it and pop up. But I think that's where the other pitches come into play. You throw your slider, you throw your split, and then if you spot your fastball, I think you could have some success.
Evans at 2-2 with that hack for Reyes. Last 32 games, Reyes been hitting well, really since the middle of June, hitting at .313. Reaches out and pokes it foul. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. 13th against the Frisco Rough Riders. He was in San Antonio at the time, a no-hitter. No earned runs, no hits, walked 1, struck out 3. First missions no-hitter since 2014. This is a little bloop and a foul ball.
You know how my mind works, right?
Actually, I haven't really got my arms around that totally yet.
Just bear with me here.
Okay.
Kyle Lloyd. You know what his middle name is?
No.
Christopher. You see where I'm going?
Yes.
I think some Back to the Future maybe tonight. I think something good's going to happen for Kyle Christopher Lloyd. Little Dr. Emmett Brown.
That was a loaded question you just threw at me. You know how my mind works.
Yeah.
Actually, not entirely. Getting better at it. I know there's a lot of movie references.
Well, I got a little nugget for later in the game for you. Because today.
That's called a tease.
Today is a big day in history in cinema.
Ball 4 and Reyes with a walk. First walk allowed by Lloyd.
Should I spill the beans right now?
You might as well get it out of the way so that we don't have to wait all night for this.
It's a huge night, a huge day in cinema history. On this date, 1980, July 25th, 1980, the greatest movie ever put out in theaters.
Slapshot?
No, but you're on
Godfather?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. How about a fresco?
How'd you like to mow my lawn?
I would say there are more references that come from you from Caddyshack than any other film ever made. The grounder foul outside of third for Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher.
It's a big point in history.
In your life, yes. Favorite actor from that movie?
Oh, there's so many. Probably Bill Murray. Carl.
Trying to find the Gophers.
Carl Spackler. Yeah.
Now Reyes got his 500th last night. Good sized lead at first base as d'Arnaud will take a ball and the count's 1-1.
There's that 86-mile-an-hour fastball that it has to be out there. And one thing I've noticed already with Kyle, if he's going to miss with that fastball, it's going to be off the plate. If he catches that corner, it works to advantage, but you don't want to miss over the plate, inner third, outer third.
Reyes with kind of a start and a stop at first base, didn't go as the pitch misses low and away in the dirt. Looks like he's trying to figure out the timing on Kyle Lloyd. Since the All-Star break, Travis d'Arnaud hitting at .346. A chance to play most days.
See how he's up in the box too, Don. That back foot. He's got like home plate, like square. How close was it? But d'Arnaud he's got home plate square to that belt buckle of his. He's pretty much centered right in the batter's box.
A little closer this time, but back again is Reyes safely.
Well, as a pitcher, you want to, you know what? And Will Myers, you know, on that last one, it looked like he had a little bit chance to let that ball travel a little back farther towards the bag rather than catching it way out front. You catch that ball because the ball is going to travel very, very quickly, quicker than you can catch the ball and bring the glove back.
Something you worked very hard on in spring training.
Yep. Will takes a lot of grounders at first base and works on his first base skills each and every day.
2-1 pitch coming up to d'Arnaud with 2 outs, a runner at first base. There goes Reyes. The pitch is outside. Throw is high and skied into center field. So Reyes just gets up and heads to third. It'll be a stolen base and an error charged to the catcher Hector Sanchez.
Well, this pitch from Lloyd down and away. So now Hector Sanchez, as soon as he let go of that baseball, you could see his reaction. He knew that he airmailed it because he had to go down and get it, and then a little bit too quick working underneath it, and a free 90 feet for Reyes.
So 90 feet away here with 2 down in the inning, and the hitters count here for d'Arnaud 3-1.
Well, remember, you got the pitcher on deck.
Line to left, and Perella almost in his tracks, now in a step, will make the catch. It ends the inning. 1-0 Mets after an inning and a half. Ram trucks.
There are home runs, and then there are huge home runs. How about Hunter Renfroe? Last year, down and in, got an off-speed pitch. I remember it was a changeup. Looks where he sent it there. Western Metal Supply Company building. This year off Jacob deGrom, a changeup. This one's up a little bit more, but in. Oh, all over again. Oh yeah, it's deja vu all over again for Hunter Renfroe. Going to the roof. That's some serious pop.
Second inning, and here is Hunter Renfroe. Be followed by Corey Spangenberg and Manuel Margot in the second inning. Pretty healthy hack there. The 93-mile-an-hour fastball was in a good spot, but he couldn't get it. 232, the home runs he hit last night, now 19 on the year. Three RBIs to go along with those 19 home runs for Renfroe.
You know, with those home runs that we just showed from Renfroe, I'm wondering if Lugo will consistently try to keep the ball away from Hunter. That's outer third, 92. And you look at the pitch sequence, middle of the plate and away. Oh, there's that hanging breaking ball.
I think Bob is up there where the home run went last night. Scan, you there?
I am up here, Don, and it is a great view up here. I'm actually crashing the My Tech party that's going on up right here, and everybody now is expecting to get a baseball after Hunter Renfroe hit one up here last night, 464 feet. It's the longest home run hit in Petco so far this season. Hey guys, you don't see too many baseballs come up here. It was only the second one, and as you know, Hunter Renfroe hit them both. So we're up here anxiously awaiting to see if we can get another one right now.
You know, Bob, that's got to be an unbelievable view from up there.
It really is. It's gorgeous. You can see the entire ballpark, and it's amazing. You can hear everything that's going on. You can see the downtown, the city, and everything. This is a great place to have a private party up here. So we're having a great time. You know, I might stay up here for a couple of adult beverages before I head back down, if you don't mind.
Yeah, great view of the library too. What a beautiful building that is.
Yeah, Bochy's hat adjuster over there.
That is also a very long way away. You really look at that and see where Bob is, like over his shoulder, and see how far away home plate is.
Well, it's amazing. Yeah, it looks far from down there, but when you actually come up here and it is absolutely staggering, guys. But hey, I don't think it's the last one that we're going to see out of this young man. Here comes one. Oh, hey, I've got it. I've got it.
It is very good. Home run number 20 of the year for Hunter Renfroe. Straighten that one out. Didn't need the Metal Supply building. He'll go to the bleachers in left and tie the game at 1. Pitch at bat before he homers.
We talked about the changeups that were crushed. How about the Seth Lugo curveball? Hanger. And you know what? When he hangy, you know what happens? Oh, he bangy. And he did just that. What did I say in Pick the Stick when we took our picks today?
I'm not sure. I don't usually listen.
You never listen to anything I say. But I said Hunter Renfroe is going to get a hanging breaking ball from Seth Lugo, a curveball, and he's going to hit a home run.
Huh. Now this is to right field, and Jay Bruce on the run makes the catch to retire Spangenberg. Scan, you had a pretty good look at that from where you were.
Oh, I thought I was going to catch that ball at first. That was so amazing to see that ball coming right towards us. We were almost parallel with it, it felt like, for a moment. But, you know, the only thing that was going through my mind is what great timing by Hunter Renfroe, and what a great pick by Mark Grant. Grabbing him again and pick the stick.
Scan.
Way to go, Mud.
Thank you. Hey, Scan, you know what? Just to elaborate, here's your vantage point, seeing that ball exit the yard. And you know what? This will give a good visual for fans. If you ever come out to Petco Park and you enjoy a big league ball game here at America's finest ballpark, go up to the top where Bob is standing and just get a reference, and just to give you a feel of how talented and how remarkable it is for a big league hitter to hit a ball all the way up there. To give you a reference, I mean, that'd be pretty cool for a fan.
Hey, Mud, it's pretty cool for a former ball player.
Yeah.
I mean, Look, I gave up a bunch of them, right? I saw them leave, but now I get a chance to see where they actually land.
Now Manuel Margot will take the strike, down 1-2. They got the baseball right there.
So I guess I should just stay camped out here because Hunter might come up this way again, right, Mud?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can enjoy the party.
I'm telling you, these guys are having a good time up here. My tech knows how to party. You guys want to come over here? We'll save you a couple bottles. You got some chicken wings up here too. Mud, nice. Chicken wings, food, Mud. Hey Don, I think you're going to be doing the show by yourself the rest of the broadcast.
Well, some nights that happens anyway.
Hey, years ago we did a game up there.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Shiny objects and food, those are his weaknesses. You know this.
Line into center field, Manuel Margot with a base hit. On here with one out. Margot hitting lower in the order lately, and tonight he bats out of the 7th spot as a base hit here.
Last night in the 6th spot, his first at bat, he singled to right center field. He also singled later in the game to left center field. Taking it right back up the middle.
Well, now 1 on, a run in on the home run by Renfroe, and it brings up Alan Cordoba for first, and that one off the runner actually hit Margot, it looked like. They've just got the glove of Lucas Duda, not Margot. As Manuel gets his lead again. So Cordoba and Coleman, looks like they're going to be sharing shortstop with a chance to talk to Dusty Coleman before the game.
What a great kid. And correct me if I'm wrong, he was such a gentleman in spring training that he actually approached you and Mark Sweeney, and what happened?
He introduced himself to us, which is very unusual. That does not happen all that often.
You mean you guys are just hanging around?
We were on one of the backfields. Mark and I were standing there, and he walked up to us. He said, "I'm Dusty Coleman." He said, "Hi."
That's great. How many players do that?
0, usually for the most part. Not sure it's happened before. Strike on the outside corner. Actually did have it one other time in the playoffs. Surprisingly, Miguel Cabrera of the Tigers walked up and introduced himself.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he knew how big of a deal Donnie was.
Yeah, I'm sure that was it. In the air to left field, struck pretty well. Back goes Cespedes towards the wall, and it is gone. 2-run home run for Alan Cordoba, and the Padres take a 3-1 lead. First, a solo shot by Renfroe, now a 2-run shot by Cordoba, and it's 3-1 San Diego.
Bob Scanlon, I think you need to stay out there in the outfield because you are attracting some big league baseballs. Hunter Renfroe going yard. Alan Cordoba going more towards left center field, about 2 or 3 rows up. Oh, it's got the good sound. In the bottom of the order, doing some damage for San Diego tonight early.
Now Lloyd grounds us up the middle. Rivera's off balance throw will be in time, and Lloyd is retired for out number 2 of the inning. Cordoba with a 2-run shot, and the Padres have a 3-1 lead. First Hunter Renfroe, then Alan Cordoba. Renfroe's 20th, Cordoba's 4th. Jose Perella coming up here. 2 down in the inning. A flight out to right field in the first inning. In there for strike 1. Time now for our Arco top tier player profile. And We'll take a look at Jose Perella. That hitting streak we're talking about, only Harper and Altuve with longer hitting streaks going on right now in Major League Baseball. Perella coming in with 11 games and hitting at .319 during the streak. Lines one to center, but righted Granderson out there, who puts it away to end the inning. But the damage is done. Padres came into the inning trailing 1-0 when Hunter Renfroe hit a solo shot, his 20th of the year, to tie the game. Then Alan Cordova with a 2-run shot, his 4th of the season. The Padres have a 3-1 lead. Nissan. Well, a good start to this game tonight for the Padres, who have a 3-1 lead. To the 3rd inning we go. That's in Padres game 2 of the 4-game series, and Kyle Lloyd in his major league debut has a 2-run lead now to work with. Seth Lugo, the pitcher, his 2nd year, a 200 hitter. Be followed by Curtis Granderson and as Drupal Cabrera as the Mets bat here in the 3rd inning. On the ground to 3rd. Spangenberg gathers and throws. One down here in the 3rd inning.
MLB.TV every night. Every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Be sure to visit MLB.TV for details.
One down here in the 3rd inning. Top of the order, Curtis Granderson coming up. Grounded out to second base. First time up into the shift, and they're shifting on him again.
Oh,
what is that?
Yeah, they cut too quickly.
1, 2, and 3. What is
see
that?
That's an analyst school. I gotta.
You're gonna blame Zach for your.
No, I'm gonna blame High Home Dana.
Okay.
Because he's always zooming in on him.
Wow. Just remember that crew.
You know what's great? You know what's great about our crew, though?
Mark Grant.
We have so much fun together.
Out and throwing them under the bus.
No, it's all in fun.
Not
I love
the
those guys.
play-by-play guy. Not Donnie.
There's Dana. There's Dana.
Dana, what do you think of mud? Yeah, there you go. That's what I think of. One pitch is going to miss. 2-1.
If people just knew the chatter that went on in this booth before we hit the air.
It's a lot of chatter. How do you decide whether you're going to circle guys or you're going to number guys?
There's a method to my madness.
Just
don't worry about it. You just worry about the PXP.
Fouled off. Left side. PXP?
Play by play.
Yeah. I'm familiar with the term.
Yeah.
Two balls, two strikes to Curtis Granderson.
You just worry about Donnie is supposed to do, and I'll just worry about what Mudley has to worry about doing.
A little bit high, full count.
Now, if the split finger's working, Lloyd will go to that pitch anytime, like right now, 3-2. This looks like maybe a slider.
Walks Granderson, second walk allowed by Lloyd.
You know what? That was a split finger. I stand corrected. So he did go to the split finger fastball. 3-2.
So 1 out, 1 on as Dribble Cabrera coming up here. Padres at double play depth. Cabrera grounded out to his Wahe at second base, first time up.
Well, here's the scouting report I got from Mark Pryor, who is a pitching coordinator for the Padres. First of all, Mark Pryor, very well respected in the organization. Pitched obviously for the Cubs. He's from San Diego. But there's a couple of nuggets in this scouting report that I really like. He says, he talks about his pitches, which we've talked about. He says this: awesome guy, tireless worker, prepared, great teammate, respected by all players and staff. We are really pulling for him. He has truly earned it. Can't say enough about him.
Wow.
Kyle Lloyd, that's awesome.
That is a ringing endorsement.
Yes.
Anderson held on by Myers. 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Cabrera grounds one softly. Lloyd will flip to first base underhanded for out number 2 as Granderson takes second base. Padres kind of took him over there, not hit hard at all, and headed towards first base. Yoenis Cespedes coming up here again. He homered his first time up, his 10th home run of the year, and at the time gave the Mets a 1-0 advantage. That came with 2 outs and the bases empty in the first inning. Two for 11 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position on the year for Cespedes. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. That's our 7-4 since the All-Star break. Came away with a win here last night in game 1 of the series, barely. Cespedes with a home run type cut right there finds himself down 0-2. That's our tied for 2nd in the National League and our 4th in the major leagues with 146 home runs. Up and away, and it's their outfield that does the bulk of the damage. The outfielders have combined to hit 64 home runs, 2nd most in the majors. Only Miami first with 65. And you got the combination of Cespedes, then Bruce as they bat 3-4 in this order. One-two pitch from Kyle Lloyd. Is fouled back and staying alive here is Cespedes.
Did you see Hector Sanchez patting his glove on the ground? He wanted it down. And that one was down, but still, Cespedes, he went down and got it. And that's one of those where it's a soft pitch out in front and they could loop it down that left field line for some extra bases. Outfield is playing him to pull big time.
Up and away, 2-2 now to Cespedes. "56 pitches so far for Kyle Lloyd in his Major League debut in 2 2/3 innings.
See how Kyle sets up with the split finger grip, getting the sign, then he will adjust accordingly in his glove.
I feel like a lot of guys do that.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because after this pitch, because they don't want to fan the glove after they get the sign from a fastball grip to a split finger grip. We'll get into that a little later.
Cespedes is gone, so are the Mets in the third. 3-1 Padres. We head to the bottom of the third. Time now for the San Diego fans of the game. Got Little Leagues here tonight, and some baseball teams around the ballpark prior to the ball game tonight.
Yeah, represent Trooper Baseball. Best of luck to them and all the players that were parading around the field prior to tonight's game. We'll see you in the big leagues.
Carlos Wahe with a 3-game hitting streak. A base hit in the first inning to center field, and a swing and a miss. He made a count of 1-1. Lugo already up over 50 pitches now. 51 after 24 in the first, 24 in the second. Swinging a foul tip, and that is a strike. It's 2-2. 2, 3, and 4 for San Diego here in the third inning. Right before we went to the break, you were telling me why pitchers usually use the split grip in the glove.
A lot of pitchers have done it over the years. Let's say their primary, off-speed pitch is split finger, right? Well, usually when they go into the glove, they can keep it there, or they can adjust to a curveball grip, or maybe even a fastball grip.
In the air to shallow left, and Reyes makes the catch. A shortstop out there to make the grab in front of Cespedes.
And let's say a pitcher, gets the sign, sometimes balls behind their back or maybe in their glove. Okay, they got a fastball grip. Now they have to go to the split finger grip. Well, they have to do this, and they sometimes fan their glove, and hitters will pick up on that. So if you set up that way, okay, I'm a split finger, that's my secondary pitch. Okay, now it's a fastball. It's easy for me to adjust here, keep my glove open, and make the adjustment. Does that make sense?
It does.
You don't want to tip your pitches either.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And that, who was it? I want to say Ryan Dempster or somebody. When they went up their glove, they always like flap their glove.
Yeah,
right?
Ryan Dempster.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then you got to come set and stop. You know, you can't flap it like all the way through your set position. You have to come set.
Well, Myers grounded out his first time up, second time facing Seth Lugo in the game. Lugo is now retired 3 in a row. And Myers, an off-balance cut there, is down 1-2. Changed up on him. Ninth appearance, 8th start for Seth Lugo. Fouled off to the right, out of play.
There's Major League McGuire, bench coach on the right, Corey Spangenberg on the left.
On the ground towards short. Reyes with some good range still. Plants and throws. Good throw. Able to get Myers. And Jose Reyes still can pick it over at shortstop. Showing off the range there. 2 down. Hector Sanchez coming up. Hector single to right field. On the play, Carlos Suaje was thrown out at the plate trying to score from second base at the time, and he was thrown out by Jay Bruce, right fielder. Good July for Sanchez, hitting at .317. And the Mets kind of a late defensive change here. They're going into a shift. They were not in a shift initially. Now they are with Dribble Cabrera, third baseman, going to the right side. Now, if we were to show the shift again, what would you do? I mean, is this another numbering situation, or
I can mix it up a little bit.
So now what happens?
Yeah, I can go bang, bang, bang.
Ooh,
right there for you. And then if I'm really good, you know, you can maybe go 1, 2, 3, and then maybe show where the outfielder's play the other way here,
ooh,
and then how there's like maybe a gap right there where he can go.
Wow, you got a lot of options. This was all part of analyst camp?
Yes.
Two down here in the third.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Sanchez fouled it back to the screen.
Like, for instance, you know, here's Jesse Agler, and here's Ted Leitner. And this guy here,
Dave Marcus, what are you doing to
Dave Marcus, the radio engineer.
Why would you do that to Dave
Why
Marcus?
not?
He's such a nice guy. 2-1 pitch. He is in there for a strike. That's terrible. Dave Marcus is a wonderful guy.
Super individual.
He's a radio engineer extraordinaire.
There he is.
Why? 2-2 pitch down and in.
Trying to bury fastballs in Lugo to Sanchez. Doesn't want to get him extended.
Lugo's 5th full count.
Now it looks like Darno wants him to go away.
On the ground down the first baseline, it's fair ball. Duda's got it, and he'll tag the bag to retire Sanchez. Padres down in order for the first time tonight on top 3-1. As we head here into the top of the 4th inning, Jay Bruce coming up to lead it off, and part of the 55 home run, 150 RBI club since the start of 2016. Robinson Cano, Anthony Rizzo, and Joey Votto on that list as well, along with Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce, 25 home runs on the year this year. Welcome in, Mark Sweeney.
How you doing, guys?
Favorite part of the game, the middle innings. Mark Sweeney.
You guys have a really good thing going on tonight. I've been very happy to hear your commentary tonight.
Very nice of you to say. So what happened there in between innings? I saw you go over there and see Marcus. Things okay. This is in the air to left, and it's going to fall for a base hit. As Jay Bruce aboard here with a single to begin things in the 4th inning.
Well, you know, we're one big happy family.
Yes.
TV, radio, and I just wanted to go over to reassure Dave
that you loved him.
That I love him dearly.
Oh, there was a hug involved.
You guys actually matched today.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's Jesse
Nice
getting on the tomfoolery.
Nice moment. They just X'd you out on television, covered you up with the telestrator.
And now I'm giving you a hug.
And now I'm going to go over and hug you like I care. Wow. Phony. Fraud. Pitch is high. Anyway.
So what was your communication with him? Just want to tell him
you know we love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the best was the tight shot after you X'd him out.
Right. And he just said why.
He did not want to be on air.
Little dribbler down the third baseline. Lloyd quickly off the mound. Throw is going to be not in time. Rivera beats it out. Infield hit, and the first 2 have reached here for the Mets in the 4th inning.
You know, Mark Sweeney, we've talked about Kyle Lloyd and his repertoire. He's 86, 88, maybe 89 on the fastball with that split finger. Not enough time to get to this baseball to get the runner there. But, you know, as a hitter, a big league hitter, and you know that the Padres are going to throw a guy making his major league debut, what's your thinking?
Well, this day and age, you're so geared up to cover velocity, and velocity's in the game. But when you have to face a pitcher that's not known for velocity, but he's known for location, also has that split finger. You saw the Mets, a lot of them took first pitch strikes. First pitches just to get it, see it out of their hands. Because you said it, Don, earlier in the game. When you're watching video, you have a sense of what he's trying to do to you. But until you see that release point, until you see that split finger or the fastball velocity, it really doesn't compute, because everyone has different timing mechanisms to try to battle a Kyle Lloyd tonight.
There's a nice split finger right there, it looks like. Well, they said, the people I've talked to, if he's got that going, that's his go-to pitch anytime.
You know, the happy hitting speed is right around 92, 93. If you get a guy that throws that, that's comfortable. Anything above that starts getting uncomfortable. You start cheating for the fastball. Well, even below hitting speed, that's tough to do. Greg Maddux made a pretty good living on doing that.
Line out to short, and almost turning it into 2 as Cordova is cheating in behind Jay Bruce. Trying to nab him at second base, but to take the out. Duda retired as a liner right at Cordova. They were defensively aligned perfectly, as it turned out.
That means Lloyd is hitting, even though it's hit well, Lloyd hitting his spots, and the defense is right there to pick him up.
So 2 on, 1 away, and Jose Reyes coming up. This looked pretty good in the first 2 games here, defensively and offensively.
Well, you said it too. He has that range. He always possesses that strong arm. And 500 stolen bases, as you guys talked about earlier. Congratulations, because 501 now at this point, but last night pulling the base up. I love that.
Yeah, that was great.
He deserves that base. 500 is a lot.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Mark Ripperger, the third base umpire.
Well, that's what the split finger will do.
Collins looking on. The Mets had a 1-0 advantage, but
Padres now have a 3-1 advantage with one out here in the 4th inning. Jay Bruce at second. P.J. Rivera at first. Jhoulys Chacín was scheduled to make the start tonight, and then the late change coming this afternoon. They're hopeful that Chacín will be able to make a start tomorrow. In tight, 2-2.
Now, does that 86-mile-an-hour fastball set up something down and away, or can he double up with the fastball in? Mark, you've seen success of pitchers that don't throw that hard. It's all about going up and down, back and forth, and that mixing that split finger to be effective. But I think he can either double up with the fastball, or he can go soft away with that split finger right here.
Lined and caught at second base, and not in time. Tried to double off Bruce again. Nice play by Asuaje up the middle. Or actually, I take that back. It was Cordoba up the middle.
Well, you see Asuaje going across his body, but the awareness immediately trying to flip and try to get that double play. Good base running by Jay Bruce, because you can see the reaction when he sees that line drive. Almost getting that double play.
Almost had him. Great play by Cordoba to get over there as quickly as he did, but 2 down in the inning, first and second, and Travis d'Arnaud. Chase d'Arnaud's brother, who's been hitting well since the break-in. It's his second look at Kyle Lloyd. Flight out to left field, first time up.
Did Hector get crossed up there? Did you see the way he caught that ball?
Guessing by the way he's going out there, he did.
Yeah, he slid to his right. He caught it and kind of froze a little bit. Well, what was that all about? Here, let's make sure we're on the same page right here. And Carlos Asuaje is in there as well.
How long does it take to settle in emotion when your first appearance? I know we've talked about it before, but
sure,
it takes a while, doesn't it?
It does. And you know what? I saw Hector in the dugout before the game walk out there with Kyle. So I'm sure a lot of chatter going on. A lot of chatter in the bullpen prior to warming up, and of course in between innings as well.
You know, I saw a cool thing, and you're looking at little details, and always you remember your first, you put yourself in that. But even Will Myers, they're throwing the ball around that first inning. He's sitting right on the pitching mound, and just to send a message to him, probably joking around with him, because it's not always serious stuff. You want to break the ice for these guys, because you know emotionally this is a tough night. It's so much fun, but there's a lot of nerves that creep in.
That is pitch number 71 of the night for Lloyd, with 2 down here in the 4th inning. Look at the breakdown: 39 strikes, 32 balls. And dealing with the number 8 hitter with 2 down and 2 on here in the 4th inning. Chopped down third baseline foul. But tonight is game number 100 of the year for the Padres. Even hundo. That means there's 62 left, Mike.
Oh, that's great math on your part.
Yep.
Get the calculator out.
Okay, does it go by quickly? I think it's gone by relatively quickly.
Some things go quickly, other things go very slowly.
I agree with you.
I think that's in our lifetime too.
Because it seems like spring training was a really long time ago.
Yeah.
This is line to left field, and that's going to get in. Around from second base comes Bruce. He will score, and it's a 1-run game. Padres have a 3-2 lead, but Travis d'Arnaud with an RBI single to left, and it's now 3-2 Padres.
Looked like a split finger. d'Arnaud went down and got, oh, there it is. That's a great look to it. Tumbling out in front of it, speeding up the bat, bringing him to his knee, but just not down enough.
Oh, and that's what happens too. You get fooled, and you can use your legs to just extend that bat just a little bit more through that baseball. It's pretty good hitting by d'Arnaud.
2 on, 2 down, and Seth Lugo, the pitcher, will take strike one. Lugo grounded out to third base in the 3rd inning. It's 75 coming up here for Kyle Lloyd in his major league debut. And Lugo not chasing. Lugo, swing and a miss, 1-2. Slider that time from Kyle Lloyd. Talked about earlier, fastball not overpowering, 88 miles an hour. Rivera at second, d'Arnaud at first. Swing and a miss, and Lugo strikes out to end the inning. A run in for the Mets to make it a 1-run game, 3-2 Padres. And Hunter Renfroe is going to lead it off when we come back to Petco Park. He's already homered again tonight. Homer his first time up after homering twice in last night's ball game, and this guy's on fire right now. Long home runs. Well, you look at the single season home run rookie records in Padres history. He's getting there. He's got 20 right now with a home run today. Nate Colbert #1 with 24, and Jed Jerko 23.
Might get by that this week.
He's going. Well, Renfroe homered in the 2nd inning. You saw that, his 20th of the year, riding a 3-game hitting streak, and he's been very good after coming off the DL with a neck injury. Will lift a fly ball to right center field, and it's Jay Bruce coming from right to make the catch. Let's check in with Scan.
Well, thanks, Don. As Corey Spangenberg steps into the batter's box, we know that he's been swinging the bat so well of late. He had an 8-game hitting streak snap last night, but he's had some power. And what's he been doing? Not making a change in his swing, but as Al Zinder described, he's been working on duplicating his swing no matter where the pitch is. And here's a great example of it. On the left is an inside pitch. You see the bat angle is the same, but that back elbow against the back hip inside. In the middle, back elbow still against the back hip. On a pitch away, the back elbow a little bit off the hip, but for the most part, the bat angle is the same. He's keeping that elbow as close as he can to that back hip. He's duplicating his swing no matter where the pitch is, guys, and that's what led to a lot of this opposite and center field home run power that we've seen of late.
Here's a ground ball on one hop to second base right at Rivera. And there are 2 outs. I guess Sweeney. I call you Swede Dog. It's somewhere in between.
That's fine.
Swede Dog. It just became Sweeney.
You can call me Mike. That's a compliment. I mean, everyone has thrown that out there. I actually love that when someone says Mike Sweeney. People think I'm offended. It's a compliment.
Yeah,
he's one of the player. It's one great player. I would have switched contracts. But awesome guy. But
yeah, no, I was going to ask you about adjustments at big league level, and as time goes on, because it seems like they get a book on you pretty quick when you get here.
They do.
And you know, fan scouts, Major League Baseball these days, and all the video that they figure out your weaknesses, and then I guess it's what you do next.
What it is really changing up your routine and knowing that your work is getting yourself ready. It's not necessarily batting practice, so to speak. It has everything to do with minimizing your weaknesses, and you do that with length of time. It doesn't happen with a quick adjustment. That's the reason why experience has a lot to do with it. When we talk about these young Padres, you have to be patient, but you're also going to see some really good things. Alan Zinter understands it's a process, and a lot of that process is how you get to the field, how you prepare, and how you work in your cage work that takes you into a game and sustain a long, lengthy hitting streak, which I think is really cool when you get a guy that has the ability to be able to say, I'm ready to go, no matter who's pitching.
A lot of that work going on at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the cages here. There's a liner to left field, and Cespedes will make the running catch. Cordova is retired. Padres are gone in the 4th inning. It's a 3-2 Padres lead. And this is a long home run. It's 24th home run of the year, part of a Brewers 8-0 win. That's off the top deck. It was an absolute blast as the Brewers defeat the Nationals 8-0. Well, here it is 3-2. San Diego on top of New York as we head into the 5th inning. And the Brewers have been a fun story this year, and things certainly tightening up there as Milwaukee with the lead right now, half game better than the Cubs, 3 games better than the Pirates, and Cardinals always there, year in, year out. They are 4 games back heading into tonight's action.
Is there going to be a lot of moves in those teams prior to? I mean, it's whittling down. It's the 25th.
I think there will be. There's so many teams who believe they're in it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the cool part about the second wild card.
Could this be one of the years where it's going to be an abundance of moves? I mean,
could be.
It's bang, 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 bang. The dominoes are going to fall.
I think it's a really strange year. And why I say that is I think Milwaukee Brewers are the prime example. They've had a great year. Obviously, they're still in first place. But I don't think they want to sell their pieces that they feel like it's coming the next year, the year after. And they're in position that if you're an owner of the club and you're the fans of that club, you have to go out and do something for that locker room.
Absolutely. You know what? I'd like your guys' opinion on this. If you're in a position like the Brewers right now, you've got a chance to win. If you've got a prospect or something in the minor leagues, your time is now.
Yes.
Add now. A prospect is just what it is, a prospect.
That's so true. Ask the Washington Nationals about playoffs and what's gone on.
Coming in and diving is Margot. Can't get it. Heading to second base is Granderson. Throw there is not in time. Works out to be a double for Granderson. And the ball flared into center field. Margot could not make the catch, made the diving bid. It is a double.
Well, one of the toughest plays is coming forward, and it's being able to adjust off of his glove. Manny Margot, you can see the effort. Went a long way to try to catch that baseball.
Getting back to our subject, I mean, there's no guarantee that your top 3-4 prospects in the minor leagues are going to help you win a world championship 3 or 4 years down the road. If you're in the position now, I tell you what, you got to make that deal now to better your ball club and get into October.
Yeah, because you look at the Dodgers, for example, and I know everyone's like, oh, it's the Dodgers, don't talk about them. Clayton Kershaw goes down with an injury. They haven't been to the World Series since 1988 when they won it. So you have to take your chances. Urias is hurt. They waited on him. They didn't want to deal him. I understand that. But now they're starting to talk about who they won't deal to get another prospect. Maybe it's Yu Darvish. Maybe it's Sonny Gray. So you're telling me you're not going to take a chance?
Absolutely. Got to, don't you?
It's strange to me. I don't understand that mindset.
Line to right field, and that's going to get in. Back towards the track of the wall off the bat of Cabrera. Here comes Granderson, and this game is tied. Back-to-back doubles for the Mets here in the 5th inning off Kyle Lloyd.
Well, third through the time through the lineup. That's the slider right there. And Andy Green, Darren Balsey, you know, we saw action up in the pen. Gets to the point to where you look at location, the hacks they're taking, and remember, last half inning in the 4th, remember the 2 singles and then the 2 hot shots for the outs. A single, then the strikeout. And here comes the skipper.
So Andy Green going to make the pitching change here. The major league debut for Kyle Lloyd is over, it appears, as he'll hand off the baseball in a 3-3 game. Kirby Yates on his way in for San Diego. 3-3 game now.
Baseball brought to you by Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. By Sequan Casino, sign up for the Padres Club Card today. And by Honda, great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer. Now Kyle Lloyd done after 4+ innings. Threw 83 pitches in his outing as he departs here in a tie game, responsible for the runner at second base, and as Drupal Cabrera hands the baseball off to the pen and to Kirby Yates, as this pitching change is brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, 36th game for Kirby. There you see the combined numbers with the Angels and the Padres. Last time out was on Saturday against the Giants at AT&T. Inning in the third, a hit. He struck out 2 Giants. He ranks 3rd in the National League relievers as far as innings pitched is concerned. 52 and a third innings pitched. Combined.
Yoenis Cespedes coming up. Your thoughts on Kyle Lloyd's first outing?
Well, location was key. He's not overpowering, and like I said, I wish he would have had more of the split-fingered fastball working more effectively to make the fastball more effective. But I tell you what, you could see his MO, what he's trying to do: fastball in and out, up and down. The slider, and like the scouting report I got, was more of a show-me pitch.
Yes.
And he got hurt on one of those, the home run from off of Cespedes.
Cespedes tonight, the home run in the first you mentioned, and wide out to right field in the third, 1 for 2. That's with Cabrera at second base and nobody out in the inning. In there for a strike, 2-1.
Well, with that home run with Cespedes, that was his 10th. 8 of them have been on the road, which is surprising. Usually you feel very comfortable at home. It's not a bad place for right-handed hitters, right-handed power hitters. But 8 of those have been on the road, so obviously he feels comfortable everywhere else. He has that intent anytime he steps in the batter's box.
He went around. They will check. Yes, he did, says Phil Cuzzy, first base umpire.
Well, Kirby loves pitching here at Petco Park. He owns a point. That's a point, folks. .60 ERA in 15 outings. That's in 15 frames. Only 1 earned run.
Rattle foul off to the right, out of play, and it's still 2-2. Got that protective guard right on the elbow, all the way up to the tricep area. Line down the left field line. It's a fair ball. It'll kick into the corner. Around from second base comes as Drupal Cabrera. Into second with an RBI double goes Cespedes, and the Mets back on top again, take a 4-3 lead. That run is charged to Kyle Lloyd, who is now on the hook for this game.
You know, I think that was a slider, but it just caught too much of the plate. It was down, but it just catches too much of the plate. Here it is on contact. Yep, outer third. And Cespedes sweeps at that one and hit on the sweet spot hard. Doesn't mean the slider's a bad pitch. It's just the location caught too much of the plate.
Well, the Mets now 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position in this game. They have a 4-3 lead as Jay Bruce now stands in. That run charged to Lloyd, so the book closed on the Padres starter. Lloyd goes 4+, 6 hits, 4 runs. He walked 2, struck out 2. And again threw 83 pitches in his major league debut. Outside 2-0. Jay Bruce, 266 home runs since 2008. National League active home run leaders. Ahead of Giancarlo Stanton at the same time period.
C.J. Bruce and also Joey Votto. That's because they played in the launch angle capital of the world.
That place is a joke, isn't it?
Great American Ballpark.
It's not so great American ballpark for pitchers.
Wow.
4 games coming up there at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Next road trip for the Padres.
And in the summer, the ball travels a little bit. And you'll see a lot of launch angle.
Towards Kentucky, right? Is that
it's like hitting a golf ball on the moon.
Sure is.
Runner goes for third. Here's a liner caught at second base by Azwahe, and they can turn it into 2. So Cespedes took off at third base. The line out off the bat of Bruce turns into a double play.
Two-one high fastball that Jay Bruce got on top of nicely and hit on the line, but that's a big league hang with him. You got a man there.
So base is empty now. 2 down here in the 5th, and T.J. Rivera coming up. Rivera grounded out third base in the 2nd. A single in the 4th. 1 for 2. Liner here down the left field line, foul. Kirby Yates, a guy that I think is going to see a lot more action now. The new look bullpen without Buchter, without Mauer.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Remember how he's been in more high leverage situations? We're going to definitely see more of that.
You know, to his credit, he's earned that.
Sure.
Obviously, the trade changes up a lot of things, but I think he has earned those opportunities. High leverage innings that you start looking at the middle of the order bats.
Jam there. It's fouled back by Rivera. Two runs in here for the Mets so far in the top half of the 5th inning. Back on top 4-3. They initially had a 1-0 lead. Padres scored 3 times in the 2nd to take a 3-1 lead. Now the Mets answering in the 5th with a couple. Lucas Duda waiting on deck.
See if he goes back to that split finger. Didn't have a good feel for that last one.
Full count now. Third hitter that Yates has faced since coming into this game.
Did you go fishing today, Donnie?
I did.
Fish biting?
I caught my biggest fish I think I've caught in the bay yet today.
You showed it to me. That was impressive.
Pretty big.
Fish biting the bait or fish biting your hand?
No biting me today, which was good.
That was either a big fish or you got really close to him taking the picture.
That's strike 3. Rivera strikes out. 2 runs out for the Mets. The Mets have taken a 4-3 lead. Darvish on the move for the Texas Rangers. The Rangers certainly have not had the season they anticipated they would, and I would imagine there is some interest in you, Darvish, as you push towards the playoffs. You think you is on the move, Mark Sweeney?
I do think he's on the move, and why? Because it's a rental. It's 2 months. I don't think Texas believes that they can sign him, and if they get entertaining later on, if they do trade him, then he understands that's a place that he's already been to. But I think the Yankees, and I also think the Dodgers, are very interested in, and it was probably before Kershaw got hurt. I just think it's one of those, it's going to be a market that he believes he can sign with. And both of those teams would be obviously a destination he's looking at free agency.
That's Caesar pinch hitting here in the pitcher spot. So that is the night for Kirby Yates, who came in relief of Kyle Lloyd. Jose Torres getting ready in the pen. To short, Reyes, long throw, and his throw will be late. Off balance throw. Caesar can run well, and he gets down the line. And has got himself an infield hit here in the 5th.
Oh, you see how quickly Reyes was thinking, got to get rid of that ball, and he knows that Matt Caesar can run, as you mentioned, Don, to his right, the big hop.
You know, guys, we did our numbers from the All-Star game to now, and Matt Caesar really is one of those guys that pops out. Hector Sanchez is a great guy to obviously talk about, but Matt Caesar was not getting many starts, and now he's putting together a really good second half. And I love seeing that because he works hard. You hear Andy Green talk about what he's done inside the clubhouse, being a good teammate, and now he's seeing that hard work pay off, which is a really good story for me.
That game in San Francisco when he came in the 5th inning for his first at bat, that was one of the most incredible things I've seen.
Chop towards third base as Dribble Cabrera cannot play it cleanly, and everybody is safe. So an error charged here to Cabrera at third base as Perella will reach on the miscue.
Hey, take advantage of that. Make it hurt. Nobody out. That's just a good old-fashioned boot off the thumb of the glove of Cabrera.
So the first two have reached here for San Diego in the bottom of the 5th inning. Base hit and an error. Carlos Suaje coming up here. Runners in scoring position, hitting at .409 on the year. Squared and took a ball. Charging in from third is Dribble Cabrera. From first, Lucas Duda.
You got speed on the bases now, and you showed bunt the first pitch. Not a bad time to set people in motion here. Even though you're behind, he can handle the bat.
Fly ball, center field. Anderson going back for the first out of the inning, tagging at second and at first, and the throw to second base not going to be in time. Everybody's safe. Both runners tag and advance. Caesar to third, Perella to second base. On the fly out to center field by Carlos Suaje.
Well, you got to love this. And Carlos Suaje, you could see, had intent to drive the baseball. But because it's so deep, both tag. And for Perella on the back end, you could see that slide inside the bag. You're reading that throw, and you continue on. That's very aggressive base running, and I love it with one out.
One down, second and third. Will Myers coming up.
And that has a lot to do with Johnny Washington, the first base coach right there, communicating to Jose Perella, probably encouraging him to take that extra base.
Myers 0 for 2, is grounded out twice. Lugo, first time through, batters hitting at 224, second time 217. However, third time a much different story.
Ouch, bad.
Myers hits a high fly ball to center field. Back is Granderson with room. Will make the catch. Tagging at third and scoring is Caesar. Tagging at second and moving to third is Perella. And the Padres have retied this game 4-4. Back and forth we go tonight. Sac fly for Myers, his 48th RBI of the year.
This kid is so strong, and he just works underneath it a little bit too much. That ball is hit so high in the air with such authority. That is a big kid right there.
Gone in Cincinnati.
Darn right it is.
So 2 down, Perella at third base, and it brings up Hector Sanchez. Hector singled to right field in the first inning, grounded out to first base in the third, and that pitch straightens him up inside.
They continue to pound Hector Sanchez down and in, moving his feet a lot tonight.
To right field, Jay Bruce will get there to make the catch. A little hop out there. Makes the grab that ends the inning. Padres get a run, tie the score, 4 aside. Summary, and Yoenis Cespedes starts this first inning with a home run with 2 down in the inning. Hit that one off Kyle Lloyd. As the Padres make their way back, breaking ball, kind of a hanger sent out of the yard by Renfroe. Tied the score, and then Alan Cordova with a 2-run shot. Padres enjoyed the 3-1 lead. Yoenis Cespedes with a double down the line, and that would score as Drupal Cabrera. Mets would take a 4-3 lead. Padres on a sac fly tie the game 4-4. Lloyd in his major league debut goes 4 innings, giving up 4 runs, and will not be part of the decision. Son Lugo has gone 5 innings, giving up 7 hits and 4 runs. Cespedes 2 for 3 in the game. Cordova 1 for 2 with a 2-run shot in a 4-4 ball game at Petco Park as we head to the 6th inning, and Jose Torres now into the game.
Last time out for Jose was Saturday in San Francisco, this being his 43rd game for the left-hander. 3.95 ERA and 35 outings against the National League this season. He's got lefty switch Reyes and then righty Darno due up here.
Lucas Duda 0 for 2 in the game, has struck out swinging and lined out to shortstop. Torres takes over for Kirby Yates, who went an inning, giving up a hit, allowed an inherited runner to score. Didn't walk anybody and struck out a batter. gets away.
You know, guys, there's something to be said about that last half inning for San Diego. Everybody thinks, you know, singles, home runs, triples, whatever. But you know, the way they manufactured that run, and that was just great base running made by Mark Sweeney. You know, the accuracy, you know, the type of arm that Granderson has, his positioning when he caught that ball, and like you said, credit the coaching staff and the runners for knowing that and taking the 90 feet.
Yeah, I think Andy's going to ask them to push the pedal, especially the base running, the little things that you have to do to create running opportunities. But yes, taking that extra base and knowing when you have to be aggressive. Jose Perella, to me, changed that whole inning. Changed the at-bat for Will Myers. It's just solid offensive baseball for the Padres. They're going to have to continue to do those little things. Johnny Washington, the first base coach.
Framed by Sanchez, called a ball, full count. Jose Torres, third arm used tonight by Andy Green. Jose Reyes waiting on deck, then Travis d'Arnaud. 6, 7, and 8 featured here for the Mets in the 6th inning. Grounder foul just past the Padres dugout. Once inning at just 133 against Torres with runners in scoring position. He seems to bear down with men on. There's a fly ball headed out towards right center field. It'll be Renfroe making his way in for out number 1 of the inning. Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. One out in the 6th inning, and Jose Reyes coming up. Reyes, of course, starting his career with the Mets, coming up through the Mets system. On the way to Miami, Toronto, Colorado before returning to the Mets last year. And 60 games for New York. Second go around with the Mets. First time a Met, 2003 through 2011. That's Colorado, and then of course was on the DL to begin 2015. And Trevor Story kind of took off for the Rockies the next year. Second year back now for Reyes. (3-0). Travis d'Arnaud waiting on deck with 1 out here in the 6th inning. That's in there for strike 3 and 1. Numbers on Lloyd tonight, the starter in his first major league start, 4+ innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, walked 2, struck out 2, and threw 83 pitches. Again, not part of the decision. And Torres battles back here, full count.
Hey, Padre fans, be sure to catch new episodes of Padres POV presented by Nissan every Friday night following Padres Live, the postgame show. Mike Pomerantz does such a great job on that show. And Marcel Margot right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
I don't think Mike Pomerantz does that.
Well, he does the pre and post. I'm just giving him a little love. Yeah, why not?
Popped up right side. This is why. We'll make the catch.
Wait a second. Sheila,
You
bring that
watch all
promo
the
back.
time, huh?
Sheila,
He's a big fan. He watches every show.
Following Padres Live, the postgame show, which Mike Pomerantz does a great job on that show.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
It's a great promo.
Thank you, Sheila.
Duda fly to right. Reyes popped out to second. 2 outs, and here is Travis d'Arnaud. That'll drop in for a strike.
Hey, good chance for Torres to pick up a victory, huh? Hold him right here, and Padres go to hacking.
Tap foul by the on-deck circle. Wilmer Flores has come out on deck for the Mets in the pitcher's spot. 84 pitches through the first 5 innings for Seth Lugo. 1-2 to d'Arnaud. Grounded foul. Off to the right, out of play.
See Torres really working that fastball up in the strike zone. Mixture of that fastball up and slider down and in to d'Arnaud.
Pitch high, and it's now 2-2. Torres off the backside of the mound in the midst of a meeting with himself. Two-two pitch coming up to Travis d'Arnaud. Bounces in, full count. Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up here to d'Arnaud. Fouled back, still 3-2. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and Torres strikes out d'Arnaud to end the inning. A 1-2-3 sixth. This game is tied up 4-4. game. Hunter Renfroe going deep again after homering twice last night. He homers again tonight, and for Renfroe, his 20th of the year. At the time, tied the game 1-1 with that blast to left field. For the score as Renfroe leads it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The home run, and then in his second at bat, he flied out to right field. And that got the home plate umpire, Tom Hallion, the crew chief. Professional courtesy here as Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher, headed out to talk to the pitcher.
Now, Tommy Hallion, one of the best in the business.
One of the best called third strikes. Also,
yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't have that oblique injury that's going around. He must work out.
He's a good one, that's for sure.
Hunter Renfroe, 1 for 2.
Looks like Lugo might want to try to keep everything away from Hunter Renfroe. It was a hanging curveball that he hit out.
Well, Lugo's still in the game. They were going to hit for him if it got that far to the pitcher's spot. It did not, as the final out was d'Arnaud striking out to end the inning. So Lugo's still in the game. So they had 84 pitches to start this inning. Now this will be pitch 88 for the right-hander. And the strike called evens the count at 2-2. Renfroe, Spangenberg, and Margot here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Notice this at bat, he's going to the tighter breaking ball, the slider down and away. He doesn't want to throw that curveball that he hung. If he does throw him one, you know, it's 3-2 here. I'm guessing something hard away, shorter breaking ball, if that's the fact, away to Hunter. Well, looks like he's set up inside here.
Renfroe strikes out, was inside, down and in. And Renfroe is the first strikeout victim tonight for Seth Lugo. That's the first strikeout all night.
After going away, I mean, many times, a handful of times away, he goes to the two-seamer in.
So 1 out here in the 6th inning brings up Corey Spangenberg. 0 for 2 is lined out to right and grounded out to second base. Padres have 2 home runs off Seth Lugo in this game. Hunter Renfroe in the second, Alan Cordoba in the second. Cordoba shot a 2-run shot in his 4th of the year.
You know, guys talked about Ramon Vasquez, the infield instructor with Alan Cordoba. I said, what are the challenges moving forward? Obviously, he's going to have more playing time at short. But he said, you know what, Sweens, it's been hard because he's had a predominant of his work out in the outfield. Now it's coming back. It's a lot of footwork. It's a lot of understanding the pre-pitch routine. And he said something interesting. He said, I'd really like to have him do everything the same way when he's getting ready for the pitch. It's much like a hitter. You have rhythm out there as an infielder. He'd like to get, maybe some guys go right left. He'd like to have him do that every single time.
Down to first base, and Duda will lead Lugo to the bag for out number 2. So Spangenberg retired. 2 down in the 6th inning. One reminder, the day after the Padres score 5 or more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. Enter promo code Padres5. 2 outs here in the 6th inning brings up Manuel Margot. Margot's 2 for 2 in the game, has singled to center twice. Batting down in the order, batting 7th for the Padres.
Maybe taking a little bit of pressure off him. He's been at the top of the order for predominantly his rookie season. I like that. Kind of refresh yourself, work on some things, but also get a different perspective.
Five in a row now retired by Lugo. Look out, the breaking ball just missing, and it's 1-1. And Margot kind of ducking out of the way. Swing and a miss. Changed up on him, and it's 1-2. Lugo's last 2 starts have been very good. 2-0 with a 2.70 ERA against the Cardinals and Rockies, and he went 6 2/3 in each one of those outings. Here tonight, allowing 4 runs in a 4-4 ball game, and so far 5 2/3 right now. Back by Margot.
I've seen him pitch backwards too now. He's starting to throw that off speed early and fastball in. Saw it to Hunter Renfroe. Now Manny Margot fouls that fastball off.
Those multi-hit games by a rookie. 22 for Manny so far in the year. Renfroe right in behind him. 1-2 pitch. And that is lined into left field. 3rd hit of the night for Margot. He's starting to get it going here. A 2-out base hit. All the hits have been singles tonight for Margot.
Well, listen, you got to love what Manny Margot has done. Obviously having a good night tonight, but it's the adjustments in game and then also in at bat. You go back to the one where he fouled it off. It's the fastball in. He fouls it off, but he has some knowledge. Then he gets another fastball in. Watch the adjustment he makes. Better pitch to hit. He lines it to left. That's the reason why you're starting being encouraged of where Manny Margot is going in his development.
For first, and Margot back to the bag. Held on over there by Lucas Duda. Alan Cordova with the home run in the 2nd inning, the 2-run shot. Lined out last time up, so 1 for 2 in the game. One look down to Glenn Hoffman in the third base coach's box. Missed for ball 2, 2-0.
Surprised Lugo's even pitching to Cordova here. Cordova swung the bat well against him tonight. Seen some pitches. Obviously the home run.
Change up.
And it misses for ball 3. Up over 100 pitches now is Lugo at 103.
Sometimes that changeup will come in a little hot too. I've seen the changeup tonight at 86. That last one was 84. Straight fastball at 90. Shook off the changeup to go to the fastball. Now the slider.
On the ground, kind of a check swing to short. Reyes will flip the second for the out. That will end the inning. through 6. Game tied 4-4. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Eduardo Nunez on the move from the Giants. It had been talked about a great deal when we were in San Francisco, and details have not yet been released, but apparently he's been traded to the Red Sox. Kansas City Royals defeated the Tigers tonight 3-1. Longest active streak in Major League Baseball as they've won 7 in a row. And the Brewers get Anthony Swarzak, the reliever from the White Sox, for a minor leaguer as they try to help out their bullpen in Milwaukee. So some moves around Major League Baseball, and there'll be more to follow here in the coming days and week or two here as we get set to get to the trade deadline.
Yeah, shoring up the bullpen is key for any club going into the race. 48 1/3 for Swarzak. Only 37 hits, a nice ERA also, just above 2.
Wilmer Flores pinch hitting in the pitcher's spot, so that's a night for Lugo as Jose Torres back out on the mound again. Lugo threw 105 pitches in 6 innings of work. 8 hits and 4 runs in his outing. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 1. Torres gets a strike in there and evens a count of 1-1.
Well, one bad inning for Seth Lugo. That was the second inning. The 2 home runs. Other than that, the 1 run in the 5th. That was it. That wasn't that close.
I think he was over dramatic.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, granted, you've got a 90+ mile fastball come up around the helmet. It's going to seem a lot closer, I'll bet.
Fouls it back to our right. Wilmer Flores with a home run last night. He was in the starting lineup last night off Clayton Richard in game 1 of the series. He's got 10 home runs on the year. That's a lot of home runs, and they spread them around as this pitcher is swung on and missed. Flores for out number 1 of the 7th inning. That's the second strikeout for Torres since coming into the game.
1, 2, 3 in the 6th for Torres, and he gets him with the breaking ball there for the strikeout. Longest outing for Jose's 2 innings this year.
He struck out Darno in the 6th inning, strikes out Flores to open up the 7th, and has retired all 4 runs that he's faced since coming into the game, and brings up Curtis Granderson. Granderson has grounded out to second, walked and doubled. Padres shifting on him on the right side of the infield.
Want to go numbers this time?
Sure.
You want to see where the gap is?
Sure.
Want to see where the left fielder is playing way over?
Not particularly.
All right.
Outside for ball 2, 2-1. Four runs, 7 hits, an error for the Mets. 4 runs, 8 hits, an error for the Padres. Anderson cannot hold up. On the fastball from Torres. Anderson up over the shift and into center field, a base hit. And his second hit of the night, third time that he has been aboard. And the first Met to reach here against Jose Torres since coming into the game.
He just fought that one off. And mislocation as well, because Hector Sanchez was set up away. Curtis Granderson's got to get to it quickly, get the hands in. And you can tell by the sound, that's down near the label.
So 1 out, 1 on, and as Dribble Cabrera now standing in. He doubled his last time up. A guy who may be on the move as well. He's been playing third base. Moved him over there, and thinking that some teams would be interested in him as a third baseman. Lots of postseason experience and working in the big leagues with the Cleveland Indians back in 2007. Most of his career spent in Cleveland. Stops in Washington, Tampa Bay, and now in his second year with the Mets. Had 23 home runs last year for the Mets. This year has 9. It's a pop-up to shallow center field as Wahe out, Margot in, and Margot, the center fielder, makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, that's Manuel's ball all the way. Call him off, take charge. Well, we talk about it all the time. Better for an outfielder to come in rather than the infielder backpedaling.
Yoenis Cespedes coming up here now for the Mets. He homered back in the first inning, his 10th home run of the year. Fly to right in the third, doubled to drive in a run in the 5th. So a double switch coming up here. Andy Green has made his way out to talk to Tom Hallion, and we will have a double switch in the works here. As Dusty Coleman's coming into the game, Cordova looks like he is coming out. And coming in, Phil Maton from the pen. Pitching change, tied 4-4 here in the 7th inning.
I mean, that is the show.
It's very easy to come to the track and get caught up in all the excitement.
Every win is big, trust me, it's so exciting.
You come out to the racetrack, cash a few tickets, you will have a great time, and I guarantee you'll come back.
Tonight on Inside San Diego Sports, it's racing season. We take you behind the scenes of opening day at Del Mar. Tune in tonight after Padres Live, the post-game show, which Mike Pomerantz does a great job.
What a great job he does on
Inside Sports San Diego. Yeah,
really good.
Yeah,
really enjoy watching that.
He's Mr. Everything.
Now 2 down here in the 7th inning. Curtis Granderson is at first base. The new pitcher is Phil Maton, part of a double switch.
When you talk about hitters that like the fastball, well, Phil Maton's got the good spin rate on the fastball, up in the zone, his 20th game. He'll be facing Cespedes here, righty on righty. Last time out for Phil was in San Francisco. That was back on Sunday, where he pitched an inning.
Dusty Coleman has taken over at shortstop for Alan Cordoba. So Coleman will be batting out of the 9 spot, leading off in the bottom half of this, the 7th inning. Pitcher spot now the 8th spot in the order. Cespedes will line this down the right field line, a fair ball to the right field corner. Granderson headed for third and maybe beyond. They're going to wave him around as Renfroe digs it out. Now Myers throw goes to third. It's wild and it'll bounce around trying to score as one run is already in, and now so is a second as the ball gets away. Cespedes ends up coming all the way around to put the Mets on top 6-4. That was not pretty.
Well, first, let's go back to the check swing. Extra bases down the right field line. Wanted to hold up. This works to the advantage of the Mets. Now Hunter Renfroe's got the good arm right. Will Myers knows that he's not going to get him at the plate. And here's the one thing that's frustrating. The off-balance throw. Sanchez has got to go one way, back the other. And a nice job backing up behind third base. It's just the off-balance throw that was the difference. And the Mets scoring 2.
So it is a triple and an RBI for Cespedes. Granderson scores the 5th run. And Cespedes scores on the throwing error by Will Myers. E3 charged to Myers, and it is now 6-4. So Torres charged with 1 of the 2 runs. He went an inning in 2/3. Strike over the outside corner. Jay Bruce 1 for 3. Single back in the 4th inning. Score the 2nd Mets run. They're shifting on him on the right side. Swing and a miss, and Maton able to strike out Bruce to end the inning, but the Mets get 2. 6-4 New York.
Padres, we head to the last half of the 7th inning, and the 7th inning stretch presented by your San Diego Hyundai dealers. And the Mets getting 2 in the top half of this, the 7th inning, to take the 6-4 lead. Sent Lugo out of the game as they pinch hit for him. Paul Sewald into the game now for the Mets. 34th appearance of the year, 0-3 with a 4.38 earned run average. Lefties hitting at .328 against Sewald. Right-handers at .200. He was recalled from Las Vegas on May the 1st, made his major league debut earlier in the season on April the 8th. Michael Conforto has taken over in left field. He got the start in center field last night. Conforto now into the game as Cespedes comes out of the game. And Caesar, or rather Coleman, sends one back to second base, and over to plate is Rivera in the air, makes the catch to retire Coleman for the first out here of the 7th inning. One down, and Jose Perella coming up. Perella has flied out to right, lined out to center. Reached on an error by the third baseman as Drupal Cabrera in the 5th inning. Perella coming into the game with an 11-game hitting streak. And does not have a hit in tonight's game. Swing and a miss on a pitch headed down and away. That slider has Perella down 0-2.
Yeah, he's kind of got a funky delivery and arm action. The USD Torero, as you mentioned. Rich Hill, his coach from USD, was on hand yesterday, and I'm sure he's watching tonight.
Fly ball to left. Conforto just into the game. 2 down.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Two down here in the 7th inning for Carlos Asuaje. 1 for 3 in the game. A single back in the 1st inning. One of 8 hits compiled tonight by the Padres. Swing and a miss. Fastball by him at 93. Jacob deGrom last night in game 1 of the series. Sent Lugo in tonight's game, and now the Mets have a lead for Lugo. Fouled off to the left out of play.
Rich Hill told me that he's coach of USC Torero Baseball Club. He's going into his 20th season, believe it or not.
Wow.
They used to call Paul SeaWorld. That was his nickname.
Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3 as Wahe strikes out. 1-2-3 7th for Sewald. 6-4 New York.
Mets are in San Francisco, and Joe Panik swinging a hot bat.
Triples alley, and you could see Joe Panik with the bases juiced, rumbling and stumbling around second base and sliding into Phil Nevin's lap.
Boy, they've been stumbling all season long after the Giants, but they're winning this one 10-1. We show you Pittsburgh's highlight because Pittsburgh is who you're going to see after the New York Mets series wraps up. This is a 4-game set. Padres behind right now, but Mark and I are working on Padres Live, the post-game show, which will be brought to you by Cox Communications. What we see after the final out, you're going to hear from Andy Green. We've got some good highlights to show you from around baseball and some trade news just coming across the wire, if they still actually use the wire. Maybe I'm dating myself.
They don't use the wire.
They don't use the wire. All right, it gets back up to Don and Mark, guys.
All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much as we play along here to the 8th inning. And T.J. Rivera leading it off for the Mets.
Mike Pomeranz still thinking that the information is coming over via Morse code.
T.J. Rivera has grounded out to third, singled, and struck out. 1 for 3 night. Fly ball out to right center field. Margot from center. And look out, Renfroe from right steps in front of Margot. Almost a collision out there in right center, but Margot veered off in the last second. And Renfroe makes the grab for the first out of the 8th.
I thought this was Manuel's ball the whole way, but hey, the bottom line, it's caught. It's a big out.
He just did peel off.
Yeah, he did.
So 1 out, bases empty. Lucas Duda. 0 for 3. He has struck out swinging, lined out to short, and flied out to right. Maton came into the game in the 7th. Got the final out and now back out there in the 8th. An inherited runner to score and one of his own. And it worked out to be a triple for Cespedes. On the ground, lots of spin on it. Coleman throws out Duda, 2 down. Now tomorrow, game 3 of this 4-game series between the Mets and the Padres. Steven Matz on the mound, and Jolie Chassin scheduled to go tomorrow. Scratch from tonight's game with the lower back stiffness, but should be good to go tomorrow. We will get you underway with Padres Live at 6:30. He looks to be okay in the dugout. He's a good hitter too.
Yeah, oh yeah, he can put the ball in play. Absolutely. Steven Matz enjoyed some seeds on the dugout.
Two down here in the 8th inning. Jose Reyes. He's walked, lined out to second, and popped out to second. Off balance cut right there, fooled him, and it's 1-2.
I think more and more as time goes on, it's just through the domino effect of the trade, right? Mauer, Booker gone to Kansas City. You just move up the food chain, and we're going to see Phil Maton also in some higher leverage situations.
Yeah, the roles have changed here. As a ground ball right side of the backhand is Myers. Throw a little bit behind Maton, but he reaches back to make the grab and ends the inning. 1-2-3-8, a 6-4 Mets lead.
Baseball brought to you by Petco, where the pets go. And by Papa John's Pizza, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proud sponsor of the San Diego Padres. Well, the Mets have a 6-4 lead. Padres have work to do. As Will Myers coming up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Myers, Sanchez, and Renfroe scheduled to bat in the inning.
And these are the horses you want up in this situation, trailing by 2. 3, 4, 5.
Paul Sewald back out on the mound. And 1, 2, 3, 7th. Back out there for the 8th. Myers has grounded out twice to shortstop, and last time up at a sacrifice fly to center field. Picked up his 48th RBI of the year. Down 0-2. Try to get him to chase the high fastball. Myers does not. 93 on the fastball from Sewald. Sewald has been a strikeout pitcher, has one in his outing here, but 47 Ks coming in 39 innings. And he strikes out Myers. Second strikeout for Sewald. First out of the 8th inning.
It's kind of ironic. I look at Sewald's delivery in his arm action. It's almost kind of like Addison Reed a little bit. And
similar.
And what's really ironic about that is that San Diego State Aztec, Addison Reed, Paul Sewald, USD Torero played their college ball here in America's finest city.
So you think it's a San Diego thing, huh?
I don't know. It's just weird, though.
So one down here in the 8th, 4 in a row retired by Sewald, and here's Hector Sanchez. 1 for 3 night for Sanchez, single back in the first inning. Since then, a ground out and a line out, 1 for 3. Padres were inches from beating Addison Reed and the Mets last night.
How exciting was that?
That was unbelievable. I still can't believe it didn't go. I thought for sure it was going to be fair. Just to the right of the pole.
I would love to know just how close it actually was. I mean, it was, I think it was less than an inch. What do you think?
Pretty close.
You know what I think they should do? I think should put GoPros at the bottom looking up.
That'd be pretty cool.
Get a little high definition camera just to give you a look-see.
3 strikeouts in a row for Paul Sewald. 2 down here in the 8th inning. This was in the bottom of the 9th inning. A chance for the Padres to win it. And it looked like Jabari Blash may have done that, but a foul ball. They got it right, no doubt about that. Tom Hallion, the first base umpire, made the call and then double checked very quickly in the crew chief's review. There's a drive to right field. Bruce on the move, and he'll make the catch onto the warning track. It retires Hunter Renfroe, and the Padres down in order of the 8th, 6-4 New York. top of the 9th inning. Padres will use their 5th pitcher of the game. Buddy Baumann now coming in for San Diego.
Not overpowering by any means. It's his 3rd appearance for Buddy. He's the short armor, the left-hander, maybe about 86 to 88 on the fastball. He really hides the ball well and sneaks up on the hitters quickly. And in the 2 games, a couple of punch-outs. Last time out was in San Francisco. That was back on Sunday. Has yet to give up a hit in 4 at-bats, or 8 at-bats. Check that, 8 at-bats. 0 for 8 off of Buddy Baumann this year.
Travis d'Arnaud going to lead it off here for New York in the top of the 9th inning. 1 for 3 game form. Single back in the 4th inning. Drove in a run. Baumann takes over for Phil Maton. Went an inning and a 3rd, giving up a hit and a run. Struck out a batter. Jose Torres is on the hook. He went an inning and 2/3, giving up a run. Yeah, the Mets on top 6-4, batting in the 9th. Fly ball, center field, playable for Manuel Margot. 1 down in the 9th inning. Let's revisit the keys to the game brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, get to the Mets pen early. That wasn't the case. Seth Lugo, 6 frames, 8 hits, 4 runs, and contained 1 through 4 of the Mets. Wow, 7 for 15, 5 extra base hits. And I'll give myself an F. You know what? I'll give myself an F. I'll wear it.
Went out of the inning for Michael Conforto.
What was that little gesture you were just showing me?
What's that?
You were kind of giving the...
I was giving you the grade.
Really?
Yeah. Conforto batting for the first time, took over as part of a double switch in the game in left field. Cespedes coming out, and Conforto led off in game 1 and played center field. A great year. 293, 19 homers, 52 runs batted in. And this is his first plate appearance of the game. Popped up left side. Spangenberg into foul ground. 2 down in the 9th inning. We'll bring up Curtis Granderson. Granderson grounded out in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, a double in the 5th, a single in the 7th. And has scored 2 runs.
By the way, I checked the box score for that Royals Tigers game.
Either one get in?
No, they did not. Ryan Buchter, Brandon Maurer did not appear in the Royals 3-1 victory over the Detroit Tigers.
Imagine they flew today. The team, the game was in Detroit, correct?
Correct.
2-1. And a swing and a miss. 2-2.
That's a sneaky fastball at 89. Great location from the left-hander Baumann.
Swing and a miss, and Baumann strikes out. Granderson has a 1-2-3 9th inning. Padres trailing 6-4. of the game, Yoenis Cespedes back in the first inning, got the Mets on the board with a home run, his 10th of the year. Later on, he would double down the line in left field, driving in a run. And then how about a check swing triple down into the right field corner for him. He would come all the way around and score on this errant throw by Will Myers. Part of a 2-run 7th inning that has the Mets on top 6-4. And Cespedes, our junior star of the game. New York on top 6-4 to the bottom of the 9th inning we go. And the new pitcher, the closer for the Mets, Addison Reed. Trying to make it 2 in a row here against the Padres.
Yeah, last night recorded his 17th save, his 47th game. His name has been thrown around. Trade talks with the deadline quickly approaching. Trying to seal this one here. He's got a 2-run lead here in the 9th.
What a great job Paul Sewald did coming in, retiring all 6 Padres that he faced, 3 by way of the K. Corey Spangenberg leads it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Spangenberg has lined out to right, grounded out to second, grounded out to first, and an 0 for 3 night. Big swing and a miss there. Evens a count of 1-1. Not overpowering that fastball at 89 miles an hour.
Yep. Good location from Addison Reed.
Strike 2. Six innings from Seth Lugo. Gave up 4 runs. Pitcher of record right now for the Mets. 2 shutout innings for Sewald. Driven to right field, down the line towards the pole, and that ball is going to be foul. More so foul than Jabari Blasher's bid last night. Pittsburgh out ahead.
Yeah.
Not as much question about that one. All 2 strikes to Spangenberg. Manuel Margot waiting on deck. In the pitcher's spot. And Spangenberg fouls it off. There's Manuel waiting on deck. 7 in a row retired by Mets pitching. As their closer Addison Reed is in the game here in the 9th inning. Back off his glove, kicks out towards second. Rivera's throw is going to be late. And Spangenberg is on to begin things in the bottom of the 9th inning. Addison Reed got a glove on it. Changed direction, went out to T.J. Rivera, and his throw is late.
We talk about it all the time. Speed is something you can bring to the ballpark each and every night, and this is where the speed comes into play. Avoiding the strikeout, putting the ball in play, the deflection works to the advantage of Corey Spangenberg. Well, there's your bloop. Now how about a blast?
Now Manuel Margot, who's already got 3 hits in the game tonight, all singles, 2 to center and 1 to left. And he swings away and lifts it in the air down the right field line. From second base, Rivera into the slide, and he's able to make the catch.
Wow.
What a catch by T.J. Rivera in foul ground down the right field line for out number 1.
I didn't think he had any chance. The flash look, and then he lays out. That is a great play by the Mets second baseman. Taking the bat out of Manuel Margot's hand.
Here comes Jabari Blash, the guy we were talking about last night, inches away from winning the game for the Padres. Popped up, foul ground. Duda going as far as he can, but he won't have a play.
The Giants are beating up on the Buccos up in San Francisco in the 8th inning, 10-2.
1 to Blash. He'll take strike 2. Field hit for Corey Spangenberg began the inning. Margot fouled out to second baseman T.J. Rivera. A nice diving catch. Now Blash lifts a fly ball to shallow center. Anderson coming in, but Rivera going back, and the second baseman Rivera makes the catch. 2 down. I'll bring up Dusty Coleman. Coleman came into the game as part of a double switch, batted for the first time in the 7th inning. Two down in the 9th inning. With Spangenberg at first, tying run at the plate, and Dusty Coleman. He'll foul it off to the right out of play for strike 1.
I'd like to see Dusty run into one.
Swing and a miss. Fastball by him, 0-2. Two down in the 9th inning. Padres trailing by 2. Spangenberg at first base, and an 0-2. His line towards left center field. That's going to get down. Anderson will play it back on the warning track as coming around from first base is Spangenberg. He will score on the first major league hit for Dusty Coleman. The Padres are back within a run, and the tying run is in scoring position.
Good things happen when you are pre-game guest for the interview. Dusty Coleman rallying the troops. And that'll go on the mantle. First big league knock and an RBI for Dusty Coleman. Two-seamer right down the middle. Good looking swing. Head is down. That's a double.
Now the tying run at second base for Jose Perella. Will authenticate that ball. Perella 0 for 4 in the ball game tonight. Fouls it off to the right, out of play for strike 1. With the 11-game hitting streak coming into this game, does not have a hit tonight. Drops in there for strike 2. Padres getting a run back here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tying run in scoring position at second base. Oh, 2 pitch in the dirt and smothered by Darno. No advance for Coleman at second base. Reed trying to finish it off here for the Mets. Jose Perella with other ideas. The 1-2 pitch. And Perella chops it towards third base. Cabrera, fair ball, long throw in time, and the ball game is over. The Padres come up just short on a chopper down the third baseline. Cabrera with the very long throw from third base across the diamond in time to end the ball game.
Boy, a lot going on here because that ball has got to be thrown accurately, and they just get him by a step. Any miscue there, that's a tie ball game, but a well-played game by the New York Mets.
Mets take game 2 of the series, winning it 6-5. What's in store, Mike Pomerantz?
Well, we're going to hear from Andy Green. Guys, we've got a night of firsts we're going to have to get to. Hope you'll stick around and join us for that. Kyle Lloyd, his first big league start, and Dusty Coleman, his first big league hit and RBI.